Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in today's video we are going to take a look at how the Krillin and Vegeta unit does in DBZ Dokkan Battle Global. Now of course this is a free to play unit, but I have invested some orbs in it to rainbow them and I think they'll do pretty well. We are running them under double Dragon Ball Seekers leads in the form of the GT Trio, a very powerful category that recently got some pretty nice upgrades with the EZA to Captain Ginyu and with this Vegeta and Krillin unit themselves, along with the new LR Vegeta and Goku unit. And in fact, that Vegeta and Goku unit is going to be the unit that we try to link up Krillin and Vegeta with. It's going to be interesting to see. Personally, you know, to be honest with you, Captain Ginyu will be fine in the beginning, but I do think overall his defense is just a tad too low for him to be able to kind of perform promisingly throughout the majority of the event. 140k is a lot of defense, but it's just not enough in the God of Destruction event, especially if you're going to use him as a main tank. And then of course we do have the GT Trio, very solid units, but you know, even with dupes their defense is a little bit lacking, but do tremendous damage. And then the Goku and Vegeta unit, so overall a pretty fun team to use. I think they could win with maybe a couple tweaks here and there, but for me I'm going to just take a look at how they do right here and right now. So we've got obviously the Vegeta Krillin unit, only 77,000 defense, not really that much, and with an item they take 20k. Just remember though that every time they do evade they will gain 40% defense, and they also gain additional attack and defense once they fire a super attack. The important thing with them though is to get 4 evasions to activate the ability to transform into Vegeta. That Vegeta will link up pretty well with the LR Vegeta. They will share 4 links in total, and they're a pretty interesting duo to run together. So pretty damn cool as a duo, and obviously Vegeta also provides a nice little heal. So yeah, pretty cool units, really quite fun to run. Going to be interesting to see how they do as a pairing, if we can get that exchange. If you don't get the exchange, they're not too great as a pairing, but overall it's more just interesting to see how the Vegeta and Krillin do. So that first turn there they did pretty well, obviously 2 evasions of an attack, pretty decent, 20k on normals but only 5k after 1 evasion, so realistically not too bad. Evasion's quite powerful in the Gods of Destruction events, because quite frankly evasion essentially allows you to avoid taking these massive amounts of damage. So if you have any decent modicum of evasion, you actually gain quite a lot of usability in the Gods of Destruction event, because very few units have the starting defense or the starting damage reduction required to truly take on the event head first. So usually it's great to have units that build up their defense rather quickly to allow them to take the hits, or otherwise you need units that have high damage reduction or a chance of evasion, especially a chance of evading super attacks, because those things do a crap ton of damage. But as you can see here, we do have Krillin, lovely evasion of the super attack, so already pretty damn good showing from them. Just from an evasion point of view, it is so helpful that they have this decent chance of evasion, and there we go, that's the fifth attack that he's evaded in 2 turns. Very good. We would get the transformation next turn, but unfortunately we're not going to make it that far. We are doing some really good damage though, really impressive damage, and yeah, honestly a really good showing overall by Krillin so far. We will be able to take a look at the Vegeta counterpart in the next portion of the video, but realistically, yeah, pretty good showing by Krillin and Vegeta. I do think Giru, as a unit shouldn't probably be taken. He's just not great. He's good after his EZA, don't get me wrong, he's very good, But he does take quite a bit of damage, and he did let down the team a little bit, but he's a Dragon Ball Seeker support, and in more fortunate situations he probably wouldn't let the team down. So it's just not something that I think is too much to focus on. But we're here to see Krillin and Vegeta, and so far the Krillin portion has performed very, very well. 5 evasions of attacks, which is always super helpful. And of course solid defense, especially after that evasion, but pretty decent defense when he is obviously able to take some hits. We will move across to the second attempt, just so we can get a good idea of how they perform overall. Hopefully this time we can get the evasions with Krillin to allow us to get Krillin to turn into Vegeta, and we can see how he pairs up with the LR. But overall, I think they are very impressive. I definitely think it's a winning combo that you could definitely use to take on this event. You might need a dupe in the LR, just because starting defense isn't just high enough, unfortunately. And in certain situations, you can kind of shoot yourself in the foot with the transformation if you get unlucky. And that kind of happens here, but it's not really that big an issue. We do get a little bit unlucky, just because, you know, we basically transform and then the heal goes off and we get hit on the wrong guy with the super attack, and just a whole lot of stuff happens. But it's okay. An important thing to take note is that when you do transform into Vegeta, you do somewhat lose a little bit of that ability to kind of tank attacks first up. And the reason I say this is because Vegeta will lose defense upon transformation, because all that defense gained from your evasions will drop off. And also Vegeta only gains his attack and defense, a big portion of it, on his super attack. So essentially you are somewhat trading that like ability to have everything kind of flow into one when you transform Vegeta. So you lose that evasion ability, but you gain basically improved offense, improved long form defense, and you also gain the ability to resist KOs as long as you are above 30% health once the turn begins. So that is a very powerful ability that Vegeta has. Basically he can't be knocked out from any big blows, which pairs really nicely with the revival skill of Goku and Vegeta. The issue is just the timing was a bit unfortunate in this run, but still a very, very solid pairing, very, very fun pairing to run. So you know, ideally something that really, really was quite fun to run. I think overall they are definitely manageable for these kind of events. I definitely feel like they are a super solid duo. I just think maybe if I had a dupe in Vegeta and, well, Vegeta and Goku, it would be paired up quite nicely. The Vegeta unit does okay, and we'll take a look at him obviously when he pops out next turn. But yeah, realistically I just think I took a little bit too much damage with all my other units to not really give it a fair example. But I think overall the performance of Vegeta and Krillin's been very good. The evasion's been really good, the damage has been decent, the defense with items has been quite solid, and we'll get a good look at how Vegeta performs without items, which is a good look as well. But overall I wouldn't say that they have been the weakest unit on the team. Is the team viable? Probably. With a little bit of luck, a lot of these teams can be viable. You know, if you get attacked on the exact unit you want every single turn, if you get super attacked on the exact unit you want every single turn, you do have the ability to succeed. It is just down to small margins like that when it comes to events like these that are so finely tuned. But of course, that being said, I still think the overall performance of the team is really good. I think there is a possibility for them to do it. I do think Ginyu, although a super powerful unit in SBR and super good really just in general, does lack due to that loss of damage reduction that he incurs with
the current build that he runs. That being said, the team is still pretty fun to run, and I think it's really nice that the GT Trio had a really good buff to their Dragon Ball Seekers category. It's, you know, a very niche category that's got some very interesting combinations of units, and I think running a combination or a team like this is pretty damn fun. Now we'll transform good old Krillin and we'll let you watch his skill, and then we'll come back. So a pretty fun little active skill there. You can see he links up pretty damn well with the LR. 4 links, really solid, and also you get that heal from him coming back from the brink with Dende there. So overall a really a nice kind of active skill, really helpful. Vegeta, as I mentioned earlier, you know, he does gain those different kinds of buffs. He is a little bit weaker technically defensively because we've lost the stacks from our evasion, but he's going to gain extra attack and defense once he fires off his super attack, and also he does gain that ability to fire an additional super attack. So realistically we've gained way more offensive capabilities than we have due to this transformation into Vegeta, and 3.4 million is very impressive. A super solid attack stat, and yeah, just overall a good performance. We do unfortunately not get a additional super attack. I don't think it would have helped too much, to be honest with you, considering we still had Guru to go, and considering we were sitting on 1 health exactly from Vegeta's active skill, passive skill, but still pretty fun and pretty interesting to see. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. I think Vegeta and Krillin did really well, but let me know in the comments how you're finding them and if you've tried them in the stage. But as always, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!